So, good morning and welcome to weekend one of the West District Short Course Championships. Weekend two is in the middle of November. Welcome to swimmers, team managers, coaches, all supporting staff, our spectators joining us not only in the venue but also on live stream. To all our volunteers, you can see all the officials now out on the poolside. Volunteers both poolside and behind the scenes, without whom this event could not run. My name is Jackie Smith, and I'll be announcing for this morning. We'll start off with the 1500 metre freestyle, but before doing so, I'll introduce you to our senior officials. Our referees this morning are Ross Stewart and Peter McBurney. And our starters are Rob Barrett and Eileen Brown. So as I said, we'll get started with event 101 just shortly. This is the mixed 12 to 14 1500 metre freestyle, and we have 3 heats of that event. So they're just resolving a little bit of an issue with lane 8 there, before the swimmers will move forward to get started with heat 1. We are due to finish this session this morning at approximately 11:45 a.m. With the warm-up starting at 12 and the afternoon session at 12:30. We'll be back on live stream at around 12:25 p.m. today. So this morning we'll see our 11 to 14-year-olds swim a variety of events. The 1500 metre freestyle is only open to 12 to 14-year-olds, however, and tomorrow it will be the turn of our senior swimmers, 15 and over. So it looks like we'll be getting started just shortly. So during the course of the session, the results will be posted in the normal places around the venue. And then swimmers are reminded that medals should be collected from the medals desk before they leave the venue today. So we're just about to get started with heat 1. So this is heat 1 event 101 of event 101, the mixed 12 to 14 1500 metre freestyle. We have 3 heats this morning, and in heat 1, in lane 0, Lucy Taylor, Lanark. 1, Olith Jeffrey, also from Lanark. 2, Scott Watson, East Kilbride. 3, Eva Gordon, City of Glasgow. 4, Callum Struzik, Bales Hill Sharks. 5, Jack Kivlahan, Wren 96. 6, Alicia Thompson, Cumbernauld. 7, Connor McNaught from Grangemouth. 8, Struan Henry, Dumfries. And 9, Rebecca Motion, East Kilbride. So after the first 50, our leader comes in the centre of the pool, Callum Struzik in lane 4, closely followed by, well, he's got quite a bit of a lead there, ahead of Jack Kivlahan in lane 5. And then the City of Glasgow swimmer Eva Gordon in 3rd, but coming up on her shoulders. Over in lane 7 is Connor McNaught. So 1:07 there after the first 100 metres for Callum. He's got a 3-second lead at this stage ahead of Jack Kivlahan. Callum's entry time 20:10:04 and Jack's 20:10:90. So Callum will be looking to keep Jack at bay. It's still the City of Glasgow swimmer Eva Gordon in third. No, I beg your pardon. I think I've got that wrong. I have, yeah. It's no, she's still in third. It is Eva Gordon, yes, my apologies. Lane 7, Conor McNaught up there, but Scott Watson just in fourth place. After the first 150 metres. So we'll have a look in a moment once we get the times for the 200. Have a look at anticipating finishing time there. So that's Callum over in a time of 2:24:58. If I can get this to work. This distance tracker that I've been given for today. We'll see what we can do with that to get some anticipated finishing times here. But it's still Callum leading ahead of Jack Kivlahan and ahead of Eva Gordon. Conor McNaught's got himself up into fourth place now with Scott Watson behind him. The gap does appear to be closing between Callum and Jack, however. Down to just about 2.5 seconds, where it was over 3 earlier on in this race. Both boys picked up the pace there, 39:64, 39:30. For Callum and Jack respectively. So at the present pace, Callum's anticipated finishing time for I don't think the distance tracker that I've been given is working, so we'll just move away from that and focus on what's on the pool. So we can see Jack's now made a move on Callum and he's got himself ahead by about half a body length as we come up to the turn for 400 metres. And it is Jack Kivlahan now leading the field. Jack is a 12-year-old from Ren 96. He is a member of this year's Junior Academy. His entry time here is 20:10:90, as I said earlier. Pace slowed quite considerably there for Callum. But he's still in touch with Jack there. They are both leading the field, 1 and 2. Let's see what's happening elsewhere in the field. Swimming well, Rebecca Motion, lane 9. She comes into the 400 metres, so she's in 8th place at the moment. Struan Henry in behind her. Conor McNaught in 3rd place. Jack Kivlahan leading, however, ahead of Callum Struzik, I beg your pardon. There's about a 4-second lead there, opened up between these two boys at the 4:50 mark. Conor McNaught in 3rd and Eva Gordon in 4th. Scott Watson in 5th. So these 5 swimmers really have not too much changing their position, but except for first and second place there. Over the last 500 metres, Jack's turned 500 metres, 1,000 to go now. 6:24.45 for him. Callum 6:30.34. It's Connor in third, Eva in fourth, Scott in fifth. Jack is really beginning to move ahead of Callum now. There's an 8.5 second gap between those two boys. Jack looks very comfortable there out in the lead. Let's see what his time is at the 600 metres. He turns there 7:44.19, pacing at around 39.5 seconds at the moment. Conor McNaught has now overtaken Callum Struzik. Callum in third, Conor in second, 7:53. But there is a considerable gap between first and second place, only over 11 seconds now. So Jack looking very comfortable out there in the front of the field. The 12-year-old from Ren 96. He's going to come in to turn now. 6:50 mark. The time there of 8:24.27. Look at just the gap between him and Connor. Just around 10 seconds. So Connor's made a little bit of ground up on Jack. The Bells Hill swimmer Callum Struzik in third. City of Glasgow, Eva Gordon remains in fourth. Scott Watson, East Kilbride in fifth. Long way to go, but here comes Jack into the turn at the 700 metres. Just over halfway, just under the halfway mark there. So Jack Kivlahan, 750 metres. It's half the race still to go, 9:44.04. Comfortable 10-second lead over second place, Conor McNaught. Eva Gordon has now moved herself up into third. Scott Watson fourth and Callum Struzik. Looks like he's beginning to tire, dropping back into fifth place now. Orleth Jeffrey over in lane one is in sixth. Alicia Thompson seventh. There's good distance still to go. Jack Kivlahan, 800 metres, leading 10:24.22. There's a 10-second lead over Conor McNaught. Conor appeared to be looking like he was trying to get some inroads into that lead there of Jack's, but it's steadied at around the 10-second mark. Scott Watson in fourth there. Orleth Jeffrey sixth, Lucy Taylor seventh. So we do have a mixture of 12, 13 and 14-year-olds in this heat. Jack is one of the youngest at 12. As I said, he's a member of the this year's Junior Academy, as is the City of Glasgow swimmer Eva Gordon. They're in lane 3. So Jack will come up to the turn. Considerable lead still over Conor McNaught. Jack turns there 11:45.04. So Conor's slowly closing that gap, just around 9.5 seconds now. But Jack certainly looks very comfortable out there in the lead in lane 5 in the centre of the pool. He just needs to keep this going. It is all about pacing yourself on these distance events. It's good to see the youngsters tackling this at competition. Jack's arms moving well, kicking very strongly there. He's turned at 9:50 at 12:25.62. Conor in second. Eva maintains her 3rd place, and Scott Watson in 4th. So 500 meters to go. For Jack, 13:05.37 there at the 1,000 meter mark. And he's still keeping that lead ahead of Conor. It's gone up to over 10 seconds now. As Jack comes up to lap the 5th place swimmer, Callum, now turning there. 13:45.32. Let's see what Conor's time is as he comes in at the turn there. Jack is really motoring the time now, although his slowest turn around just under 40 seconds at the last pacing there. He's now increased his lead to 11.5 seconds. So having an excellent swim in this first heat of this event this weekend. Indeed, this morning. It's turning there 1,100 meters, 14:25.39 at the turn. Conor, 2nd place, in behind Jack. Eva Gordon in 3rd, the 12-year-old from City of Glasgow. 2 12-year-olds having very good swims here this morning. Conor's just a little bit older at the age of 13, the Grangemouth swimmer. Jack is looking very strong, very comfortable out there in the centre of the pool. This distance obviously seems to suit him. Still 11 seconds of a gap between Jack and Conor. Eva Gordon 15:33 at the turn there. Scott Watson 15:37. So Eva's got quite several body lengths of a lead for her 3rd place. She needs to keep that going. Scott will need to see what he can find to close that and get himself into the placings. So 300 meters to go for our Ren 96 swimmer, Jack Kivlehan. 15:45 at the turn there. 1,200 meters completed for him, and he's coming down with At the turn, he'll have 250 meters to go. 16:25.13 for him. He's chasing down his entry time of 20:10.90. Looking to start his racing this weekend off with a good personal best. Certainly looks like he's on course to do so. Conor McNaught, 16:37.44, so there's still about 11 seconds between first and second. Eva's going to come in and turn there, 16:55.39. Scott Watson in behind her in lane 2, the East Kilbride swimmer, 6:17.03.78. Jack has 200 meters still to go, 17:05.48 at the 1300 meter mark for him there. 12 seconds now between him and Conor. Conor really picked up the pace there, pacing there at around 40. Over 40:35 for Jack there, but still the gap is increasing between these two boys. Eva, 17:36.49 after 1300 meters. Looking pretty comfortable there in third place. Jack turns, 17:44.53. In comes Conor to the turn. After 1350 meters, 17:57.61. Eva looks like she's extended the gap between, she's extended the gap between herself and Scott. So I think your finishing order for this race will be Jack Kivlahan, Conor McNaught and Eva Gordon. But there is some distance to go. Let's wait and see. One never knows until the race is completely over. So there's Jack. He's got 100 meters to go, 18:24.58. Remember his entry time here this morning, 20:10.90. He'll be looking to come in under that. As I said, to start his weekend of racing off on a high note. Conor McNaught, 18:37.38. I don't think Connaughton is not going to catch Jack. Jack is the clear leader here. And he hears the bell. He has 2 lengths to go. Jack's turning there, 19:03.36. Really picked up the pace there in that last 50 meters. 38.78 was his pace. He is really beginning to motor as he goes into the final turn and heads for home. Conor heard the bell there at the turn. Jack's really being cheered on by his teammates there as he comes into the closing stages of his race this morning. Let's keep an eye on the time here. Finishes there, 19:41.22. Really excellent race from our 12-year-old from Ren 96, Jack Kivlahan. As Conor McNaught comes in to finish his 1500 meters, 19:52.72. Also smashing his entry time there. Let's keep an eye on Eva Gordon, the 12-year-old from City of Glasgow. She's, I think, definitely going to come in third. She's coming into the closing stages of her 1500 meters. First female to finish in this heat, and does so there in a time of 20:16.31. Improvement on her entry time. We can hear the bells ringing for all of our swimmers now as they come into the final 50 meters of their race this morning. Scott Watson, the East Kilbride swimmer, finishes in 4th place, 20:39.34 for him. The Bells Hill Shark swimmer, Callum Struzik, our early leader, I think will hold on to 5th place here as he comes in to finish there. Oh, lane 6 has given me a time there, so Alicia Thompson also finished. As we hear lanes. So let's hear some encouragement for lanes 8 and 9 as Struan Henry and Rebecca Motion look to finish. Struan's just at the final turn now. So the 12-year-old from Dumfries coming in to finish his 1500 metre this morning. And he does so in a time of 21:48.28. And here comes Rebecca. Continues swimming, decides, I think, maybe losing her swim cap there. 21:55.90. And that concludes Heat 1 of Event 101. And we move on to Heat 2, Lane 0, Cole Murphy, City of Glasgow. 1, Kyle Saunderson, South Ayrshire. 2, Caitlin Morton, City of Glasgow. 3, Amy Rowell, also City of Glasgow. 4, Lisa McNair, Grangemouth. 5, Andrew Patterson, City of Glasgow. 6, Lucy Hunter, Motherwell and Wishaw. 7, Iris Ware, Rutherglen. 8, Abby McMillan, City of Glasgow, and 9, Abigail Crawford, also City of Glasgow. So I said this is Heat 2, and our early leader is over in lane 0, Cole Murphy, 14-year-old from City of Glasgow. Has taken on the field. And we have to look all the way over here to lane 9 for our second place, Abigail Crawford, and into the centre for the Grangemouth swimmer, Lisa McNair, after the first 50. However, the board at the moment is not recording the results for lanes 5 and 6, because I think we can see that lane 5, Andrew Patterson, I think is possibly in second place, with Abigail Crawford in third. And it is still Cole Murphy, 105.45 for him after 100 metres. It's going to turn first, Andrew Patterson second, I beg your pardon. And Kyle Saunderson in third, just ahead of Abigail Crawford, I think, from the way I can see the finish line from here. Cole Murphy. Andrew Patterson just in behind him, both City of Glasgow swimmers, both members of this year's Junior Academy, as is Abigail Crawford. Lisa McNair is up there alongside Abigail. I think Lisa's just in third place, in behind Andrew. Watch at the turn there, her and... Oh, I beg your pardon, it's Carl Saunderson in third place. Just ahead of the two girls, Lisa and Abigail. Scoreboard still not picking up times for lanes 5 and 6. So it continues to be Cole Murphy, Andrew Patterson, Kyle Saunderson, with Abigail Crawford and Lisa McNair just ahead of Abigail. But there is a long way to go in this race. We saw the leaders change position. Sorry, the leader position change in Heat 1, as Andrew, I think, has now taken the lead. Andrew's swimming in lane 5. Andrew Patterson, City of Glasgow. He will turn first. Does so ahead of Cole Murphy and Kyle Saunderson. Lisa McNair in behind Abigail, the three boys, and Abigail Crawford. Lisa's getting herself up alongside Kyle Saunderson. However, I think she may turn just ahead of him. as Andrew Patterson has taken on this field. He's a couple of body lengths ahead of his teammate Cole Murphy. Pacing there for Andrew, 38.22, 39.77 for Cole. Kyle Saunderson, Lisa McNair. It's about in touch line with each other. Abigail's just fallen back a little bit, but we are just at the 350 mark. So these swimmers have a considerable distance to go. They'll all know how they're pacing their own race. They'll have discussed this with their coaches. So I beg your pardon, I should just update the lanes. There is no swimmer in lane 6. So Andrew Patterson is really taking a substantial lead now. Lisa McNair's got herself up into second, ahead of Cole Murphy. Keep an eye on Abigail Crawford in lane 9. She's really in touch with our leaders now. I think she's possibly just in third, fourth place. But it is Andrew Patterson. I think Lisa McNair, Cole Murphy, Kyle Saunderson, Abigail Crawford are your first, second, third and fourth. Andrew's really motoring away. Looks very similar to the previous heat where we saw Jack Kivlahan do that. Lisa's going to turn second. As the swimmers all turn and head down towards the turn at 500 meters. Andrew first, 6:12.19 for him there. Lisa's will turn second, 6:21.51, so 9.5 second lead for Andrew, ahead of Lisa at the moment. Cole's in third, Abigail Crawford in fourth, Kyle Saunderson in fifth, with 1,000 meters to go. Andrew comes down, looking very comfortable out in the lead. Just needs to keep that going. Pacing at around 38 and a half, with Lisa in behind him. 10 seconds, 10 and a half seconds difference between those two swimmers in places 1 and 2. Third place, City of Glasgow swimmer Abigail Crawford. She's overtaken her teammate Cole Murphy and the South Ayrshire swimmer Kyle Saunderson over in lanes 0 and 1. Also coming through very nicely, however, I think it's Iris Ware, the Rutherglen swimmer. She turns there in second place after 600 meters. No, that won't be second, of course. That will be third because Andrew's ahead of Lisa. Shouldn't be looking at the scoreboard there. My apologies. There we go. We have Andrew's time recorded at the 6:50 mark. 8:07.31. Lisa will come in behind him, turning 8:20.03. So the gap has extended to 13 seconds for Andrew, ahead of Lisa. And it is the Rutherglen swimmer Iris Ware who's making the move through the field now and is in third place, ahead of Abigail Crawford in lane 9. Kyle Saunderson Lane 1 in 5th place. Cole's just moved a little bit off the pace now. Possibly started a little bit too fast for himself. We'll wait and see. There we go, Iris Turning still in 3rd place. 9:02.74 for her. She's in behind the Grangemouth swimmer Lisa McNair, but is within touching distance of Lisa. So Lisa will need to keep an eye on what's happening. 2 lanes down from her in lane 7. Andrew turns there, halfway mark, 9:24.02. Andrew's entry time this morning, 19:22.30. Lisa, 19:21.70. And Iris, 19:48.30. So they'll all be hunting down times better than their entry times. But it is still Andrew Patterson, Lisa McNair, Iris Ware, Abigail Crawford, Kyle Saunderson. Probably not going to see a challenge on Andrew's lead if he can keep this going. But what will happen between Lisa McNair and Iris Ware? Can Lisa keep Iris in 3rd place as they all move strongly into the second half of this 1500 metres race this morning? $10:41.97 for Andrew there. Lisa's going to come in and turn 2nd, with Iris just behind her. Just about a second or so between those 2 girls. And we can see Iris really has got herself up in and alongside Lisa now. So I think the battle for 2nd place is very much going to be on between these 2 girls. But there is no doubt who our leader is. It is the 13-year-old from City of Glasgow. As I said earlier, a junior academy member. We have a number of those in this heat this morning. Cole Murphy, Caitlin Morton, Amy Rowell, Andrew Patterson, Abby McMillan, Abigail Crawford, all swimming with the Junior Academy. Day 2 takes place a week tomorrow, 29th of October. So lane 5, Andrew Patterson leads the field. We don't seem to be getting times for him at the turns. I suspect that the timing board will be looked at the end of this heat, as Iris comes into the turn there ahead of Lisa. Just about a second or so between these 2 girls. Can Lisa respond? Iris is looking very strong, moving away from Lisa. So it's what has Lisa got to respond to that? And we're still not getting times for Andrew at the moment, but he is our leader. Iris 2nd, Lisa 3rd. There's Abigail Crawford in lane 9 in 4th place. Just about 5 seconds between Abigail and Lisa. So it's what has Abigail got in the last 500 metres of this race to challenge Iris and Lisa for a placing in this heat. Amy Rowell has got herself up into 4th place, also City of Glasgow. So moving through the field, it's whether she can catch Lisa or indeed Iris, as Iris is turning in second place there. Body length or so ahead of the Grangemouth swimmer, Lisa McNair. Andrews continues to look very comfortable out in the lead, however. And is almost a length ahead of the second and third places here. Iris turns, Lisa, Abigail Crawford, Amy Rowell, however, is coming up on the shoulders of her teammate, Abigail Crawford. Just over a second between those two girls at the turn there. See Iris turning there, 14:57.61. Iris entered today on a time of 19:48.30. Lisa McNair. The gap has opened between those two girls. It's now around just over 3 seconds. So Lisa hasn't so far found anything to respond to Iris. It's what she's got in the last 300 meters or so. Amy Rowell now up in fourth place. Remember that the scoreboard is, oh, there we go. Andrew's time has decided to record now. 15:50 at the 12:50 mark. So he's got a 13-second lead from Iris. So I don't think it's who's going to get all about who's going to get first place here. That will definitely go to Andrew. It is about second, third, fourth here. And Iris looks very comfortable. She turns there with 250 meters to go, 16:58 for her in second. So coming up on the shoulders of Lisa McNair is the City of Glasgow swimmer Amy Rowell. Less than a second between those two girls. So Lisa needs to hold off the challenge by Amy. Lots of encouragement. These swimmers are in the final stages of their 1,500 meters. Iris being encouraged there by her teammates. She turns firmly in second place. So we can hear the bells ringing there for Andrew. Just switching away from the pool for the moment, there is a blue Suzuki motor vehicle, registration SB20BBK. That's a blue Suzuki SB20 BBK. The passenger window has been left down. So we're hearing the bells now as Andrew comes in to finish his race this morning. Doing so in a time of 19:00:73. So he'll be pleased with that. That's an improvement on his entry time. Took on that race very early on. Kept that lead with a substantial lead in second place. Keep an eye on this. This is Iris Ware and Amy Rowell. I think Amy's going to run out of water to catch Iris as Iris finishes there in second place. So Iris finishes there in a time of 19:30:82, and the City of Glasgow swimmer Amy Rowell in third place, 19:31:82. As Cole Murphy comes in to finish his race this morning, over there in lane 0. And Caitlin Morton in the closing stages of her 1500 metres, finishing there in a time of 20:20:64. That concludes Heat 2 of the 1500 metre mixed freestyle. We'll move on to the final heat this morning. So, Heat 3, Lane 0, Cooper Sloss, Ren 96. Lane 1, Olivia Caldwell, City of Glasgow. 2, Aaron Machen, City of Glasgow. 3, Nikolai Cisnet, City of Glasgow. 4, Evie Mackey, Lanark. 5, Kyle Connolly, City of Glasgow. 6, Daniel Hendry, City of Glasgow. 7, Kyle Mossman, City of Glasgow. 8, Evie Chan, Ren 96. And 9, Ava Ross, City of Glasgow. So the City of Glasgow 13-year-old Nikolai Cisnet has taken the field on at this early stage, 27:88 after the first 50 metres. Kyle Connolly behind him, and the Lanark swimmer Evie Mackey in third. So it looks like at the moment we're not getting timings for lane 6. That's Daniel Hendry. He appears to be in fourth place, I think, at the moment, in behind his teammate Kyle Connolly in lane 5. But it is Nikolai Cisnet with a 4-second lead at the moment over the Lanark swimmer Evie Mackey. Right in behind her, Kyle Connolly, Daniel Hendry in fourth. We have a long way to go, however. So I certainly would expect this heat to be a lot faster than the previous 2 heats that we've seen. We have swimmers here enter time the range from 17:34:80 through to 19:02. So quite a range of entry times here. A number of these swimmers are all members of the Junior Academy this year. We've got one of the national junior team, Evie Mackey. Kyle Connolly is a member of the Youth Academy. Nikolai turns there, 250 meters completed, 2:42.84. His entry time, 17:39.70. So he'll be looking to improve on that, as indeed have all the swimmers this morning, and have done so quite successfully so far. Evie Mackey in second, Kyle Connolly in third. So there's 5 seconds between Nikolai and Evie, but Kyle and Evie are pretty much swimming stroke for stroke, with Evie just having the slight advantage. Daniel Hendry in 4th place. And the City of Glasgow swimmer Aaron Machin in 5th. I know the board's saying something different to that, but that is because lane 6 is not being shown, but Daniel is swimming in 4th place currently. So Nikolai turning there, 350, pacing there around 34.75, turned at 3:52.57. Evie Mackey, Kyle Connolly, both on 3:58. And Daniel Hendry in between 3:58 and 4:12, which is Kyle Mossman's time at the 3:50. Nikolai continues to dominate this field, 5:37.81 after the first 500 meters here. 8 seconds ahead of Evie Mackey. Kyle Connolly and Evie still pretty much swimming stroke for stroke, but it is Evie that has the slight advantage over Kyle. Daniel Hendry in behind. Ava Ross, I think. So Nikolai Cisnet, Evie Mackey, Kyle Connolly, Daniel Hendry. So the gap's opened up a little bit between Evie Mackey and Kyle Connolly. And apologies, it's Kyle Mossman I should have been speaking about, not Daniel Hendry. He's not swimming today. Aaron Machin up in 4th place at the moment, in behind Kyle Connolly. Olivia Caldwell in 5th. So in behind Nikolai, Evie and Connolly, the placings are changing. But Nikolai continues to look very comfortable over there in lane 3, leading the field by some 11 seconds. Ahead of Evie Mackey. Kyle Connolly still staying in touch with Evie. The gap opens and closes back up again. But Evie is beginning to move away from Kyle now. And these three continue to lead the field ahead of Aaron Machin, Olivia Caldwell in 4th and 5th place. So there's Nikolai, 9:45.57 at the 850 mark. 11 seconds between him and Evie Mackey. Evie's opened up a gap between herself and Kyle Connolly of just around 2 seconds. But he can still see her, he's just got to respond. What has he got left to do that? And to challenge Evie as the swimmers come down to the 900-meter mark with 600 to go. Nikolai's turn there. First place, 900 meters completed, 10:21.14. Evie is definitely beginning to pull away from Kyle Connolly now in lane 5 there. Evie's got just about a body length lead now ahead of Kyle. There is still time if he can respond, however. Three leaders looking very strong ahead of the field, but Evie is moving away from Kyle Connolly. 35.76 pacing against 36.13. As Evie turns with 500 meters to go. Aaron Machin is still in 4th place. Cooper Sloss in 5th. Kyle Mossman in 6th. Nikolai slowed a little bit there. A pacing of 35.30 there. There's still 10 seconds, just under 10 seconds ahead of Evie Mackey. Kyle Connolly 3 seconds behind Evie now. He's got to find something to challenge her, but she's looking very strong there in 2nd place. Sat in alongside Kyle Connolly for a good part of this race, but has made her move in the last 200 meters and is extending her lead. So what she can do to catch Nikolai now. But it is still some 11 seconds of a gap between those two swimmers in first and second. Kyle, third place. Fourth place is over in lane 0, the Ren 96 swimmer, Cooper Sloss. Aaron Machin, 5th. Olivia Caldwell, 6th. I don't think Kyle Connolly can find anything to catch Evie Mackey, who is moving really fast now, trying to close that gap between herself and Nikolai. Both swimmers are very strong. We've seen them in action a lot over the summer. Both had a good summer, good last season. .300 meters to go for Nikolai as Evie turns. The gap's closing a little bit, now under 10 seconds. So whether Evie can do anything at all in the remaining 300 meters to catch Nikolai. Kyle still in third place there. He's got 4 seconds of a lead over Cooper. He'll need to watch what Cooper's doing though, because he's moving fairly strongly through the water now. And will certainly be hoping to get himself up into the placings. So 250 meters to go for Nikolai and Evie and Kyle. 14:29:20. 10.5 seconds behind him. Nikolai is Evie. Nikolai will see Evie. They're in adjacent lanes. Although from a point of view of the eye, the distance seems to be closing, the clock tells us something a little different. Cooper Sloss looking to close the gap between himself and Kyle Connolly. But Kyle looks relatively comfortable there in third place. Evie Mackey's turned ahead of him. Nikolai Cisnet, 15:40:56 at the 13:50 mark. 150 meters to go. Well, less than that now as Nikolai comes down to have completed 1,400 meters at his turn. And Evie is really motoring through the water now, both pacing around 35. 16:16 for Nikolai with 100 meters to go. 4 lengths for Nikolai. Evie turns 16:26:12. She's really trying to close that gap, but whether 4 lengths is going to be enough to do that, only time will tell. Kyle Connolly in third, Cooper Sloss in fourth. As Nikolai comes up to hear the bell, he has 2 lengths to go. Evie will hear that next as she comes down to the 14:50 meter mark. There goes the bell for her. And lane 5, Kyle Connolly now knows he has 2 lengths to go. I think your finishing order is definitely going to be Nikolai Cisnet, Evie Mackey, Kyle Connolly, your 1, 2, and 3. I think there's probably just too much to do for Cooper Sloss. As Nikolai Cisnet finishes there in a time of 17:23:78. That is an improvement on his entry time. He'll be pleased with that. Evie Mackey, I beg your pardon, 17:34:93. Against an entry time of 17:34:80 for her. Kyle Connolly finishes. Cooper slosses the bell. Aaron Machin does. Kyle Mossman now. And the Ren 96 swimmer will finish in 4th place over there in lane 0. Aaron Machin comes in to finish ahead of his teammate Olivia Caldwell. Kyle Mossman has also finished. Eva Ross, let's have a bit of cheer for Evie Chan as she comes in to finish her race this morning. And that completes the 1500 metre freestyle mixed for our 12 to 14-year-olds. And we move on to event 102. So this is event 102. This is the 200 metre girls 11 to 14-year-old breaststroke. And we have 4 heats this morning. First heat is now in the water in lane 3, Ella Craig, Ren 96, 4, Anna Law, Lark Hall, 5, Lucy McKenna, Cumbernauld, and 6, Josephine Paintin from City of Glasgow. So the entry times for the girls are 3:31 through to 3:36. And it's the Cumbernauld swimmer in lane 5, the 12-year-old Lucy McKenna takes the early lead. The girls have 8 lengths to complete of the breaststroke. So Lucy's moving away from the Lark Hall swimmer, Anna Law. Ella Craig, I think, is in 3rd, and Josephine Paintin in behind her. So 2 12-year-olds, Lucy and Anna, and the 11-year-olds are Ella and Josephine. The Cumbernauld swimmer will come down to the halfway mark in 1st place. So Lucy McKenna, 3:32.46 was her entry time here. Well, after 100 metres, 1:39.49. 1:42.35 for Anna. That's Ella Craig in 3rd place, 1:43.38. But Josephine's getting herself back up on par with certainly with Anna, I think now. With Ella maybe just got the advantage over Anna and Josephine, but it is Lucy McKenna who continues to lead the field. The Cumbernauld swimmer, in 96, Ella Craig in 2nd place. With Anna Law just having the advantage over Josephine now. So that's 150 metres completed. 2:35.46 for Lucy. Ella's 2:38.48, 2:39.04 for Anna. So the girls are heading up to the final turn of their 200 metre breaststroke race this morning. as Lucy turns and heads for home. Ella in behind her. Difficult to tell from here whether that was Anna or Josephine, as those two girls look like they're pretty much stroke for stroke from where I'm sitting, although I think Anna just has the slight advantage. But coming into the closing stages of her race this morning is Lucy McKenna from Cumbernauld. In behind her, Ella Craig. The scoreboard's now adjusted for the times there. So Lucy McKenna, 3:29.07. The results are going to be confirmed there. Lucy McKenna, Ella Craig, 3:30.77. Josephine Payton, 3:34.22, I think that said. Heat 2. Lane at 0, Erin Purden, Lanark. 1, Emma Patterson, City of Glasgow. 2, Lucy McFadden from Kintyre. 3, Heidi Shaw, Ren 96. Her teammate Kavya Shetty goes in lane 4. 5, Ailey Stevenson, Kilmarnock. 6, Rachel Cameron, North Ayrshire. And her teammate Hannah McMillan goes in lane 7. We have an empty lane 8, and 9 is Heidi Addison from Hamilton Baths. And of the first 50, it's the Ren 96 13-year-old Kavya Shetty leading the field. Kavya entered here this morning on the fastest time of 3:22.93. In behind her, Hannah McMillan, then Ailey Stevenson and Rachel Cameron at joint third after the first 50 metres. So coming down to the halfway mark, Kavya Shetty looks really strong there in lane 4. Ahead of the North Ayrshire swimmer, Rachel Cameron in second. But let's watch Emma Patterson over in lane 1, also coming through there. Kavya Shetty at the halfway mark, 1:30.23. Rachel McMillan, no, I beg your pardon, Hannah McMillan in second, Rachel Cameron third, and Ailey Stevenson in fourth. So not a lot between the girls in second and third, fourth places, but it is no doubt who is leading this field. Coming up to the 150 metres completed is the Ren 96 swimmer, Kavya Shetty. Looks like Rachel Cameron just has the slight advantage. It's all going to be about to turn it. No, lane 7. Hannah McMillan turning ahead of her teammate, Rachel Cameron. And the City of Glasgow swimmer, Emma Patterson, now up into fourth place. So Kavya into the turn and heads for home. Hannah McMillan ahead of her teammate, Rachel Cameron. Kavya's going to come down and certainly finish first. Heidi Shaw really swimming well though. Let's keep an eye on her. She certainly looks like she's got herself up into second place ahead of the two North Ayrshire girls. All to fight for into the closing stages here. And it is Heidi Shaw. Came in a good last 50 metres for Heidi there. Got herself up into second place. Hannah McMillan finishing in third ahead of her teammate Rachel Cameron. Looks like there's a joint fourth there, but I don't think that is correct. It's the results confirmed. Kavya Shetty, Heidi Shaw and Hannah McMillan for 1, 2 and 3. So this is Heat 3, Lane 0, Emily Hickey, East Kilbride. 1, Sophie Haining, Bells Hill Sharks. 2, Elsa King, Ren 96. 3, Ava Steele, Falkirk Otter. 4, Amy McCready, Bells Hill Sharks. 5, Katia Wilson, Bells Hill Sharks. 6, Madison Smith, South Ayrshire. 7, Neve Scott, City of Glasgow. Her teammate, Orlith McCusker, goes in lane 8. And 9, Elsa Chand, East Kilbride. So just away from the pool for a moment, some results for event 101. The girls' 12-year-old 1500 metre freestyle. First place, Eva Gordon, City of Glasgow. Second, Rebecca Motion, East Kilbride. Girls' 13-year-old 1500 metre freestyle. First place, Evie Chan, Ren 96. Second, Amy Rowell, City of Glasgow. Third, Caitlin Morton, City of Glasgow. 14-year-old girls 1500 metre freestyle. First place goes to Evie Mackey, Lanark. Second, Olivia Caldwell, City of Glasgow, and her teammate Ava Ross takes third. So back at the pool after the halfway mark, it's lane 4, Amy McCready, leading just ahead of Katia Wilson. Beg your pardon, it's actually lane 9, Elsa Chand, the 11-year-old from East Kilbride, who is leading the field. Lane 9, closer to me, ahead of Amy McCready and Katia Wilson. Elsa Chand, also a member of this year's Junior Academy, is swimming really strongly there in lane 9. Coming up possibly to challenge her, lane 4, Amy McCready. But it's Elsa Chand, 2:17.86, 2:18.94 for Amy McCready. Katia Wilson, also Bells Hill Sharks, in third, 2:21.15. But the East Kilbride swimmer looking really strong there in lane 9. She comes up to the final turn. Turns and heads for home. Good encouragement there from her coaches. She does need to watch what's happening in lane 4. Amy McCready, I think, has a very good turn there. She's now taken the lead. It's all going to be about second place there. Amy McCready, 3:07.71. Elsa Chand, 3:09.55. One of about the youngest swimmer in that heat. Third place goes to the Bells Hill Sharks, Katia Wilson, 3:09.91. Just wait for those results to be confirmed. With the disqualification in lane 8 for a technical infraction. And that's the results confirmed. And this is Heat 4, the final heat of event 102, the 11 to 14 200 metre breaststroke. So lane 0, Olivia Russell, Cumbernauld. 1, Iona Lynn, Scotia. 2, Abigail Fagan, Ren 96. 3, Ella Cunningham, City of Glasgow. 4, Evie Mackey, Lanark. 5, Daisy McInnes, City of Glasgow. 6, Gina Wren. 7, Lula Milne. 8, Kayla Smith, all City of Glasgow. And 9, Grace Blair, Falkirk Otter. And we've just seen her in action in the 1500 metres. But lane 4 sees the Lanark swimmer Evie Mackey, 36.33, 3 seconds ahead of Daisy McInnes, a very successful open water swimmer this year. And in behind Daisy is her teammate Lula Milne, 39.48 for Lula there after 50 metres. But the national junior team swimmer Evie Mackey swimming really well there. She's going to come down to the halfway mark, doing so in a time of 1:17.21. She's entered on a time of 2:42.40. Improved on her entry time in the 1500 meters. Can she do the same again in the 200 meter breaststroke? Doesn't seem like 2 seconds since she was out of the water. In behind Evie Mackey is Daisy McInnes from City of Glasgow, and then I think it's possibly Gina Wren in third, but there really isn't much between Kayla Smith, Lula Milne, Gina Wren, Ella Cunningham, all City of Glasgow. But there is no doubt who the leader is here. It is Evie Mackey, and she comes up to the 150 meter mark, 1:58.84. Unfortunately, times are not being recorded for Daisy at the moment in lane 5. So it's Evie Mackey, Daisy McInnes, and Ella Cunningham, I think, was in third there at the 150 meter mark. But these City of Glasgow girls over nearer me in lanes 6, 7 and 8 really battling each other. So whether they can overcome their teammate Ella Cunningham to get themselves up into the placings as Evie Mackey comes in to finish her 200 meter breaststroke race this morning. Very comfortably there in a time of 2:40.67. It will be Daisy McInnes finishing in second place, and I think Ella Cunningham will hold off the challenge from her other teammates to take third place, and she does indeed in a time of 2:54.10. So we'll wait for the scoreboard to adjust itself there, because it was, sure the finish order was 4, 5 and 3 lanes, that is. Let's see what's happening. I think there's just going to be some adjustment to the scoreboard. That's possibly not the results for the final heat there in event 102. So just waiting for the scoreboard to adjust itself. And Daisy McInnes, there is no time recorded there. And now it's the turn of our boys, 11 to 14-year-old 200 meter breaststroke. This is event 103. That's his heat 1, lane 2, Hamish Black, South Ayrshire. 3, Nathan Zaral, Dumfries. 4, Cameron Miller, South Ayrshire. 5, Mark Sterling, Bowness. And 6, Tynan Baird, South Ayrshire. So just to confirm some further results for event 101, the boys 12-year-old 1500 meter freestyle. First place goes to Jack Kivlahan, Ren 96. Second, Struan Henry, Dumfries. 13-year-old boys, 1500 metre freestyle. First place, Nikolai Cisnet, City of Glasgow. Second, Aaron Machin, City of Glasgow. And third, Andrew Patterson, also City of Glasgow. 14-year-old boys, 1500 metre freestyle. First place goes to Kyle Connolly, City of Glasgow. Second, Cooper Sloss, Ren 96. Third, Kyle Mossman, City of Glasgow. Remember, swimmers, your medals should be collected from the medals table up at the racetrack end of the pool. So we go back to the pool now, and it is lane 5. Mark Sterling, the 13-year-old from Bowness. leading after the first 50 metres, and he's going to come down to the halfway mark, leading the field. Just wait for his time there as he turns. And we're not going to get it, does by the looks of it. So in behind him, lane 6, Tynan Baird, then Cameron Miller. It is Mark Sterling who is leading. And quite comfortably there. So it is going to be about second and third placings here in behind Mark. Assuming he can keep this going. So the entry times here this morning range from 3:29 to 3:39. So quite a difference, but it is lane 5, Mark Sterling, the 13-year-old from Bowness, leading the field. South Ayrshire swimmer Tynan Baird in second. And his teammate Cameron Miller in third there. As we watch Mark Sterling going to the final turn for him and head for home. So what can the boys behind them do to get themselves into second and third placings? Tynan Baird turning second, Cameron Miller third, but let's keep an eye on Hamish Black. He's beginning to look quite strong there over in lane 2. Possibly has the advantage into third place now, but also coming through Nathan Zaral in the closing stages here. Nathan swimming very strongly. I think he's going to take third place here in behind Tynan Baird. Mark Sterling has finished in first place as the board updates itself to give us his finish time of 3:13.85. There are the results confirmed for Heat 1, Mark Sterling, Tynan Baird, Nathan Zaral, first, second and third. This is Heat 2 of event 103. So lane 0, Jensen Basketer, City of Glasgow. 1, Rory McMillan, Stirling Swimming. 2, Harrison McMillan, Stirling Swimming. 3, Ewan Rendell, Mungain Bearsden. 4, Josh Ruddy, Stirling Swimming. 5, Cameron Ralston, Kintyre. 6, Samuel Ruff, City of Glasgow. 7, Zach Neeson, Lark Hall. 8, Max Clark, South Ayrshire, and his teammate Lewis Relly swims in lane 9. And it's lane 4, Josh Ruddy taking the early lead, 41.44. Zach Neeson second, Harrison McMillan third. So 2 Stirling Swimming teammates, first and third, split by the Lark Hall swimmer Zach Neeson after the first 50 metres. Still continues to be Josh Ruddy in lane 4, leading the field. Harrison McMillan in second. Rory McMillan, I think, is in third as the boys turn there after 100 metres. Indeed, that is the case. 1:29.08 for Josh. 1:31.11 for Harrison, and Rory turning 1:32.72. So all three swimmers from Sterling Swimming. As Josh Ruddy turns there, ahead of Harrison and Rory. Harrison really trying to close the gap between him and Josh. Is within half a body length of doing so. As the boys come up to 150 metres. So 2 lengths to go. What can Harrison do? There's just under 3 seconds of a difference between the two boys. Josh is looking pretty strong there out in the front. Second place is Harrison. Third place now goes to Samuel Ruff in lane 6. Samuel is the City of Glasgow swimmer. But I think the winner here will be from Sterling Swimming, Josh Ruddy. He entered on a time of 3:14.19. I think he's going to smash that this morning and does so 3:04.54. He'll be well pleased with that. Harrison comes in behind him, 3:07.76. And it is the City of Glasgow, Samuel Ruff, takes third in 3:11.80. And this is the final heat of event 103. Lane 0, Max Smith, City of Glasgow. 1, Gerard Gonter, City of Glasgow. 2, Ryan Krabby, Ren 96. 3, Fraser van der Meulen, Sterling Swimming. 4, Lachlan Small, Sterling Swimming. 5, Ethan Collins, Bells Hill Shark. 6, Joe Crawford, Scotia. 7, Aviv Dotton, Ren 96. 8, Ethan Reed, Ren 96, and 9, Luke Todd, Grangemouth. And it's the Bells Hill Shark swimmer, Ethan Collins, leading ahead of Lachlan Small and Fraser van der Meulen, both from Sterling Swimming. After the first 50 metres, Joe Crawford, Scotia, coming in 4th, with Ryan Krabby, Ren 96, in 5th. So Ethan's looking really strong there. Leading Lachlan Small and Fraser van der Meulen. These three boys have quite a gap between them and 4th place. 1:10, 1:11, 1:13 for Ethan, Lachlan and Fraser respectively. 6-second lead over Joe Crawford. So our places are going to come from these three boys. Ethan, Lachlan, Fraser. Ethan is continuing to hold off the challenge from the Sterling Swimming boys. Lachlan Small just about on the toes of Ethan. Ethan comes up, turns first at the 150 metres. 1:50.78. 1:52.02 for Lachlan. 1:54.99 for Fraser. As Ethan looks like he's moving away from Lachlan Small now, as Ethan comes into the final turn and heads for home. Lachlan in behind him, then Fraser. So can Lachlan do anything in the closing stages, or can Ethan hold him off? Here he comes. Beginning to start to close that gap, but I think he's going to run out of water, and it will be Ethan Collins finishes first there. 2:31.67. Second place goes to Lachlan Small, 2:33.09, and third, 2:36.10, sees Fraser van der Meulen. So as you can see, the officials are now organising the pool for backstroke as we move on to event 104. And this is the girls 11 to 14 100 metre backstroke. We have 6 heats of this event. Before we move on to 7 heats for the boys this morning. So we are pretty much on time. So as I said earlier, that we're due to finish at around 11:45 this morning, with the afternoon session starting at 12:30. For those of you on live stream looking to join us again this afternoon, we'll be on. That will start at around 12:25. While swimmers won't be back tomorrow, maybe officials and coaches, team managers, a little earlier warm up tomorrow. We start at 8 o'clock as opposed to 8:15. So just about ready to get started, I think. So this is heat 1 of 6, event 104, the 100 metre backstroke for the girls 11 to 14-year-old. We have 2 swimmers, lane 3, Casey Crisp, and lane 4, Ailsa Chand, both from East Kilbride, with no swimmer in lane 5. I now have the results of event 102, the girls 11 to 12, 200 metre breaststroke. In first place, Lula Milne, City of Glasgow. Second, Ailsa Chand, East Kilbride. And third, Sophie Haining, Bells Hill Sharks. So at the halfway mark in the pool, it is Casey Crisp leading her teammate Ailsa Chand, 41.58 from 42.59. So Casey's in lane 3. She's about half a body length ahead of Ailsa, going into the final turn there. So it's whether Ailsa can do anything to close that gap, but looks like Casey had a really good turn there, and the gap has extended. She's looking pretty strong as she comes into the closing meters of her 100 meter backstroke this morning. She will take first place and does so there in a time of 1:26.37. Against an entry time of 1:27.65. Ailsa finishes 1:28.87. And we move on to Heat 2, Lane 0, Charlotte Shanks, Bells Hill Sharks. Lane 1, Jessica Simpson, Lark Hall. 2, Elena Farquhar, Sterling Swimming. 3, Rebecca Motion, East Kilbride. 4, Emma Patterson, City of Glasgow. Empty Lane 5. 6, Eva Gibson, Cumbernauld. 7, Hannah McMillan, North Ayrshire. 8, Millie Kerr, Dumfries. And 9, Heidi Addison from Hamilton Baths. And after 50 metres, Lane 6, Eva Gibson from Cumbernauld leads the field, 38.22. Jessica Simpson, 39.22. And then back to this side of the pool, Hannah McMillan in third place after 50 metres. We're not seeing a time, however, for Lane 4, so we'll need to keep an eye on what Emma Patterson, where she's placing. It is still Eva Gibson in Lane 6. Emma Patterson, I think, is certainly challenging for third place as the girls come into the turn. The finish, I beg your pardon. Sorry, Eva Gibson, 1:20.92. Hannah McMillan, 1:21.93. Just wait. I think the board will be updated in just a moment. As you see, we don't have a recorded time there for Emma Patterson. She certainly was challenging for third place. Whether Elena managed to keep her in fourth or not, we'll just wait to see when the board updates itself. Here we go, it hasn't changed the finish order. As the board updates itself, Eva Gibson, Hannah McMillan and Elena Farquhar are your 1, 2 and 3 before we move on to Heat 3. And we move on to Heat 3, Lane 0. Kaylin McCauley, Lark Hall. 1, Grace Chestnut, Hamilton Baths. 2, Mariana Patrick, Sterling Swimming. 3, Kimberly Cameron, North Ayrshire. 4, Rebecca Mallin, Bells Hill Sharks. 5, Cara Broadley, Sterling Swimming, and her teammate Charlotte Smith goes in Lane 6. 7, Beth Armitt, City of Glasgow. 8, Hannah Jameson, East Kilbride. And at the halfway mark, it is Kimberly Cameron, 37.32, Rebecca Mallin and Charlotte Smith were 1, 2 and 3. Going into the final turn, it's Lane 6, Charlotte Smith, I think, had the advantage there. Can she maintain that coming out of the turn? Rebecca Mallin swimming really well, as is Kimberly Cameron. Looks like the Bells Hill Shark swimmer is going to come through. Rebecca Mallin and take this. She does in a time there of 1:17.95, 1:19.16 for Kimberly Cameron, and right, that places her in third place. I beg your pardon. Charlotte Smith taking second, 1:18.37, subject to official confirmation. And that's the confirmation there. Rebecca Malling, Charlotte Smith, Kimberly Cameron. And this is heat 4 of event 104. Lane 0, Annabelle Lapping, Milngine Bears Den. 1, Madison Gawley, North Ayrshire. 2, Rose Gawley, Wren 96. 3, Abigail Young, West Dunbartonshire. Empty lane 4. 5, Emily Maguire, South Ayrshire. 6, Mirren Stewart, North Ayrshire. Her teammate Molly McTulloch goes in lane 7. Kayla Gohi, City of Glasgow, lane 8. And lane 9, Amy McCready, Bells Hill Sharks. And it's the City of Glasgow swimmer, Kayla McGohi, turning second there behind Abigail Fagan from West Dunbartonshire. No, that's not correct. It was Kayla McGohi in first. There's no time being recorded for Abigail at the moment. Sure, that will be rectified shortly. But it is lane 8 who are leading in the field. Kayla McGohi. Fairly tight in behind her, but it looks like second place may come from Madison Gurley over there in lane 1. Lane 0 swimming well, but so is lane 7, as Kayla finishes in a time of 1:16.78. Second place goes to Madison Gurley, 1:19.22. And third, Molly Tulloch, 1:19.63. All subject to confirmation as the board clears itself to confirm those results. And this is heat 5. Lane 0, Hazel Chu, Wren 96. 1, Lucy McFadden, Kintyre. Empty lane 2. Lane 3, Emily Taylor, Lanark. 4, Sienna Melville, Stirling Swimming. 5, Kiara Middleton, Stirling Swimming. 6, Abigail Fagan, Wren 96. 7, Megan Ferris, Cumbernauld. 8, Ellen Barbary, City of Glasgow. And her teammate, Sarah McGuffey, goes in lane 9. And it's lane 4, Sienna Melville. Turning at the first at the halfway mark, followed by Emily Taylor, and then Ellen Barbary. Not a lot in between these girls, however, as they go into the final turn. It's still lane 4, Sienna Melville. The swimmer from Stirling Swimming, who is leading the field. Kiara Middleton and Emily Taylor battling it for second place, as Sienna Melville finishes there in a time of 1:13.54. Second place, I think, goes to Kiara Middleton, and third, Emily Taylor. Showing joint second, but that's not correct. I think it is Kiara Middleton and Emily Taylor. But we'll wait for the board to clear and confirm those results, and there they are confirmed. Sienna Melville, Kiara Middleton, Emily Taylor. And we move on to heat 6, the final heat of this event. Lane 0, Neve Brooks, East Kilbride. 1, Ava Ross, City of Glasgow. 2, Ava Pettigrew, Cumbernauld. 3, Lisa McNair, Grangemouth. 4, Abigail Crawford, City of Glasgow. 5, Casey Dixon, Rutherglen. Her teammate Chloe Semple goes in lane 6. 7 sees their teammate Abby Henderson swimming. 8, Anna Campbell, City of Glasgow, and her teammate Caitlin Morton goes in lane 9. And the Rutherglen swimmer Casey Dixon turning first at the halfway mark. Abigail Crawford right in behind her with Abby Henderson in 3rd place. This is fairly tight here. Coming out of the turn and swimming really well there, Abigail Crawford. Good turn, got herself ahead of Casey Dixon. Let's watch what's happening in lane 7. Abby Henderson coming through. She's going to take 2nd. In behind Abigail Crawford is finishing in 3rd place. Abby Henderson 2nd and Casey Dixon 3rd. Wait for the results to be confirmed. There we go, the results confirmed. Abigail Crawford, Abby Henderson, Casey Dixon. And we move on to event 105. It's now the turn of the boys, 100-meter backstroke. And as I said earlier, we have 7 heats. Event 105, the boys 11 to 14, 100-meter backstroke. This is heat 1. Lane 2, Michael West from Kintyre. 3, Cameron Miller, South Ayrshire. Empty lane 4, 5, Max Clark, South Ayrshire, and an empty lane 6. Just away from the pool a moment, I'll confirm the results, complete the results rather, for event 102, the girls' 13-year-old 200-meter breaststroke. 1st place, Kayla Smith, City of Glasgow. 2nd, Abigail Fagan, Ren 96. And 3rd, Iona Lynn, Scotia. And event 102, 14-year-old girls, 200-meter breaststroke. Just adjusting the results that I think were not correct earlier. So 1st place goes to Evie Mackey from Lanark. 2nd place was Daisy McInnes from City of Glasgow. And 3rd, Ella Cunningham, also City of Glasgow. So after 50 meters, Michael West leading there with a time of 42.60. The swimmers come up all the way from Kintyre today. And lane 5, Max Clark in behind him. As Michael continues to swim very strongly there, having a substantial lead. He's coming into the closing stages of his race this morning. Michael enters on a time of 1:45.10 and finishes his race there in a time of 1:27.59. Substantial improvement on his entry time. 1:30.81 and 1:31.76 for Max Clark and Cameron Miller respectively. And that's the results confirmed. And this is Heat 2, Lane 0, Gordon McLeod, South Ayrshire. 1, Finn MacDonald, East Kilbride. 2, Matthew Darroch, West Dunbartonshire. 3, Liam Hendry, North Ayrshire. 4, Kieran Naismith, Bells Hill Sharks. 5, Nathan Zarel from Dumfries. 6, Nicodemus Nimulman from Kingston. 7, Charlie McColgan, City of Glasgow. 8, Callum Connor, Lark Hall. And 9, Hamish Black, South Ayrshire. I think it's just Charlie McColgan who has the lead after 50 metres, who turns first there. The board's not recording a time for lane 7 at the moment, but it is lane 7, leading ahead of lane 5, Nathan Zaral and Kieran Naismith. In fact, we don't have a time being recorded for lane 6 either. I think after the final turn there, it is Charlie McColgan, Nathan Zaral and Nicodemus Muhlmann. Coming up fast, we can see Kieran Naismith in lane 4. Battle into the closing stages here. Who gets that? And the touch went to Nathan Zaral, 1:20.09, just ahead of Charlie McColgan, 1:20.21. And Nicodemus Muhlmann in finishing there in a time of 1:22.21. And that's the results confirmed for Heat 2. And this is Heat 3, Lane 0, Sean Cassidy, Motherwell and Wishaw. 1, Connor Burney, Milnguy and Bearsden. 2, Rory McMillan, Stirling Swimming. 3, Fergus KO, East Kilbride. 4, Daniel Simpson, South Ayrshire, and empty lane 5. 6, Jack Higney, Cumbernauld. 7, Callan Chesser, City of Glasgow. 8, Zach Neeson, Lark Hall. And 9, Michael Odobutu from City of Glasgow. And I think it's Michael that's going to lead the field into the turn at the halfway mark. Indeed he does, 36.95. Callan Chesser in behind him and Jack Higney in third at the halfway mark. As Michael continues to swim well, he's going up to the final turn, and if he can keep this going, he will turn first. But he is being challenged by Callan Chesser. As the two boys turn and head for home. Pretty much on stroke for stroke at the moment. Also coming up alongside them, Jack Higney. But it is Callan Chesser who now has the advantage. Jack Higney, I think, has the advantage over Michael, so I think that will be your 1, 2 and 3. Callan Chesser, Jack Higney and Michael Odobutu. Although I may have missed what the action that was happening over on the other side of the pool, and apologies, I think third place in fact goes to Rory McMillan, and indeed it does. Callan Chesser, Jack Higney, Rory McMillan are your 1, 2 and 3 finishers in Heat 3. Scoreboard updated there to show that there's a disqualification for a technical infraction in lane 9. And this is Heat 4, Lane 0, Danila Jasinski from Grangemouth. 1, Rory Stevenson, Falkirk Otter. 2, Jensen Basketer, City of Glasgow. 3, Oren McLeod, Grangemouth. 4, Josh Ruddy, Stirling Swimming. 5, Lewis Ryder, Lark Hall. 6, Archie Johnson, West Dunbartonshire. 7, Lewis Nelson, Hamilton Baths. 8, Struan Henry, Dumfries. And 9, Aidan Fraser, West Dunbartonshire. And Josh Ruddy, we saw him in action earlier leading his heat, and he does so again in the 100-meter backstroke, 35.86. And behind him, Lewis Ryder and Rory Stevenson in third place at the halfway mark. But it is Josh Ruddy from Sterling Swimming, turns first at the final turn. Looking very strong there out in front of the field. He will finish in first. Let's look at second. That looks like it could be the Lark Hall swimmer, Lewis Ryder, as Josh Ruddy finishes there, 1:13.21. Lark Hall swimmer, Lewis Ryder comes in second, 1:18.71. And Lewis Nelson from Hamilton Baths finishes in third in a time of 1:19.45. There is a disqualification in lane 2 for a technical infraction. As the board confirms the results for Heat 4. And we move on to Heat 5, Lane 0, Jay McKinnon, Western Bartonshire. 1, Harrison McMillan, Sterling Swimming. 2, Gerard Gonter, City of Glasgow. 3, Sebastian Kuklinik, Bowness. 4, Jack Morrison, Cumbernauld. 5, Joe Crawford, Scotia. 6, Ollie Jeffords, Ren 96. 7, Nikita Jasinskis from Grangemouth. 8, Soren Hudson Young, Sterling Swimming. And 9, Luke Todd, Grangemouth. And it's lane 3. The Bowness swimmer, Sebastian Kuklinik, leading the field at the halfway mark. Jack Morrison in behind him. In third place, Soren Hudson Young. Lane 3, Sebastian will go into the turn in first place and head for home. Jack Morrison in behind him. Possibly just with the advantage is Joe Crawford, but Soren Hudson Young still battling there for third place. Let's keep an eye on Gerard Gonter as well. He's also up there as Sebastian Kuklinik finishes in first place. In behind him, Jack Morrison. And third place went to the Sterling Swimming swimmer, Soren Hudson Young. The board clears and confirms the results. And the board now updates itself to show the disqualification in lane 9 for a technical infraction. And this is the penultimate heat of event 105, heat 6, lane 0, Brian Fitzpatrick, Western Bartonshire. 1, Caelan Cardy, Sterling Swimming. 2, Andrew Patterson, City of Glasgow. 3, Cameron O'Donnell, Hamilton Baths. 4, Murray Johnson, Ren 96. 5, Theo Sterica, South Ayrshire. 6, Lance McMahon, Helensburgh. 7, Oscar Ferguson, South Ayrshire. 8, Murray Callan, Lark Hall. And 9, Daniel Letham, Cumbernauld. And it's the South Ayrshire swimmer, Theo Sterica, turning first. Lance McMahon from Helensburgh second, and the Ren 96 swimmer, Murray Johnson, in third at the halfway mark. Coming up to the final turn, And it is lane 5, turning first and heading for home. Lance McMahon still in second, I think, with Murray Johnson in third. So this is not about first place. That will go to Theo, but I think Lance is just going to hold off Murray. Lance takes second place there and Murray Johnson in third. As the board confirms the results there, Theo Sterica, Lance McMahon, Murray Johnson. So we're on to the final heats of event 105, heat 7, lane 0, Finlay Bennett, Rutherglen, empty lane 1, 2, Max Miller, West Dunbartonshire, 3, Fraser van der Meulen, Stirling Swimming, 4, Nikolai Cisnet, City of Glasgow, 5, Ethan Collins, Bells Hill Sharks, 6, Adam Merrick, Cumbernauld, 7, Angus Woods, Kintyre, 8, Daniel Hendry, City of Glasgow, and Aaron Machin, also City of Glasgow, swims in lane 9. And it's Nikolai Cisnet who is leading. Ethan Collins in behind him, Fraser van der Meulen in third at the halfway mark. Nikolai has turned and head for home, as has Ethan. And Fraser. Nikolai is going to come in and finish in first place. Easton will take second. Fraser has to hold off Max Miller, the West Dunbartonshire swimmer, on the other side of him. Nikolai Cisnet finishing first, 58.26. Ethan Collins, 102.29. And from Stirling Swimming, Fraser van der Meulen in third place, 106.23. As the board confirms those results for Heat 7. Event 103, the boys 11 to 12, 200 metre breaststroke results. Luke Todd, first place, Grangemouth. Both two City of Glasgow swimmers, Samuel Ruff and Jason Bassica, take second and third. And we move on to event 106. This is the girls' 50 metre butterfly. We have 5 heats. This is heat 1, empty lane 3. 4, Cara Broadley, Stirling Swimming. 5, Erin Hughes from Kingston. And it's Cara Broadley from Stirling Swimming leading Erin there at the halfway mark. Entry times for these girls, both 38.28 for Cara and 38.40 for Erin. But it will be Cara that will come home first here, finishing a time of 36.71. She'll be pleased with that against her entry time. And there we go, 39.42 for Erin. As we move on to Heat 2. So this is Heat 2 of event 106. Lane 0, Mia Loudon, North Ayrshire. 1, Emily Maguire, South Ayrshire. 2, Heidi Shaw. 3, Rose Gawley. 4, Hazel Shree. 5, Kavya Shetty, all Ren 96. 6, Abby Henderson, Rutherglen. No swimmers in lanes 7 and 8. And 9, Kaylin Macaulay from Lark Hall. And it's lane 6, Abby Henderson, the 13-year-old from Rutherglen, who will bring home the field in a time of 34.60. Her entry time 37.10. She'll be pleased with that. Heidi Shaw coming in second. No, I beg your pardon. Let's wait for the board to update itself. Abby Henderson first, Kavya Shetty 35.88, and Heidi Shaw 37.20. Are your 1, 2, and 3. And heat 3, lane 0, Erin Lammy, Lanark. 1, Taya Laidlaw, Dumfries. 2, Sienna Melville, Sterling Swimming. 3, Elsa King, Ren 96. 4, Annabelle Lapping, Milngine Bearsden. 5, Rebecca Mallin, Bells Hill Shark. 6, Amy Clitheroe, South Ayrshire. 7, Lucy McFadgen, Kintyre. 8, Kayla McGaughey, City of Glasgow. And 9, Sophie Haining, Bells Hill Sharks. And over in lane 2, Sienna Melville, the 14-year-old from Sterling Swimming. We've seen her take first place earlier this morning. 34.56 for her. Taylor Laidlaw in second. And third place goes to Rebecca Malling. As the board confirms those results, 34.56 for Sienna, Taya 35.16 and Rebecca 35.42. Heat 4, beg your pardon. Lane 0, Orlith Jeffrey, Lanark. Teammate Emily Taylor goes in lane 1. Madison Smith, South Ayrshire, lane 2. 3, Neve Scott, City of Glasgow. Teammate Ellen Barbary in lane 4. Luna Milne, also teammate in lane 5. 6, Millie Wright, East Kilbride. 7, Amy Dobson, Kingston. 8, Abigail Fagan, Ren 96. And 9, Kiara Middleton, Sterling Swimming. And this is pretty close, but I think this is going to go to lane 5. Lula Milne from City of Glasgow, 32.91. Kingston swimmer Amy Dobson in second place. And third from Sterling Swimming is Kiara Middleton, as the board confirms those results. And the final heat of event 106, lane 0, Olivia Russell, Cumbernauld. 1, Kayla Smith, City of Glasgow. 2, Alex Shepherds, Cumbernauld. 3, Amy Rowell, City of Glasgow. 4, Evie Mackey, Lanark. 5, Gina Wren, City of Glasgow. 7, Mariana Patrick, Sterling Swimming. 7, Charlotte Craig, Ren 96. 8, Abby McMillan, City of Glasgow. And 9, Casey Dixon, Rutherglen. And it is lane 4. Evie Mackey, the Lanark swimmer, taking that there, 29.75. The only one to go sub 30 seconds today. Gina Wren, City of Glasgow, 31.24 in second. And third place goes to the Ren 96 swimmer, Charlotte Craig, one of our younger swimmers in that heat, 32.17. So now it's the turn of the boys. 50-meter butterfly, and this is event 107. We have 5 heats, and this is heat 1. Lane 3, Reese Ferguson, Ren 96. 4, Hamish Black, South Ayrshire. 5, Sam Perry, Lark Hall. Not much between the 3 boys at the turn there. So it's all about this final length. So we come to just about 12, 13 meters to go. Really challenging to tell who's got the advantage here. It's all going to come down to the touch. Maybe Lark Hall, maybe South Ayrshire, and it goes to the Lark Hall swimmer, Sam Perry, in a time of 36.10. Hamish Black in second, and Reese Ferguson in third. Really wasn't anything between those 3 boys. Very close. Well done, boys. As we move on to heat 2. This is heat 2, lane 0, Blair Russell, Bales Hill Sharks. 1, Sean Cassidy, Motherwell Wishall. 2, Lewis Relly, South Ayrshire. 3, Ollie Jeffords, Ren 96. 4, Connor Burney, Milngine Bears Den. 5, Scott Watson, East Kilbride. 6, Michael Odubutu, City of Glasgow. 7, Jack Higney, Cumbernauld. 8, Nikita Jasinskis, Grangemouth. And 9, Daniel Simpson, South Ayrshire. And it's the City of Glasgow swimmer, Michael Odubutu, who just has the advantage over Scott Watson. Michael takes that there in a time of 34.27. Scott Watson, 34.52. And third place goes to Lewis Relly. There's the board confirming those results. Michael, Scott, Lewis, 1, 2, and 3. And heat 3, lane 0, Jack Morrison, Cumbernauld. 1, Cole McCluskey, Ren 96. 2, Nicodemus Mulmans, Kingston. 3, Brian Fitzpatrick, Western Bartonshire. Teammate Aidan Fraser goes in lane 4. Cooper Sloss, Ren 96 in lane 5. 6, his teammate Aviv Dotton. 7, Samuel Ruff, City of Glasgow. 8, Sebastian Kuklinik, Bowness. And 9, Kieran Naismith, Bales Hill Sharks. And it's the Western Bartonshire swimmer there in lane 3, Brian Fitzpatrick, who's going to take this in a time of 33.43. Sebastian Kuklinik, 33.71. And Cooper Sloss, 34.09. As the board confirms those results for heat 3. This is heat 4, lane 0. Luke Watlin-Smith, Helensburgh. 1, Murray Callan, Lark Hall. Teammate Lewis Ryder in lane 2. South Ayrshire's Theo Steriker in lane 3, and his teammate Kyle Saunderson in lane 4. 5, Adam Murray, Bales Hill Sharks. 5, Lance McMahon. 6, from Helensburgh. 7, Gerard Gonter, City of Glasgow. 8, Jay McKinnon, Western Bartonshire. And 9, Cameron O'Donnell, Hamilton Baths. And coming in to finish this race in first place there, Kyle Saunderson, 31.55, the South Ayrshire swimmer. Second place goes to Lewis Ryder, and third, Murray Callan. The board clears and should confirm those results. There we go, 31.55, 32.09 and 32.84 for Kyle, Lewis and Murray respectively. And this is heat 5, lane 0, Kaylin Cardy, Stirling Swimming. 1, Cole Murphy, City of Glasgow. 2, Callum Strusnik, Bales Hill. 3, Adam Merrick, Cumbernauld. 4, Ethan Collins, Bales Hill. 5, Lachlan Small, Stirling Swimming. 6, Aaron Russell, Bales Hill. Empty lane 7, Max Miller, Western Bartonshire, lane 8, and Soren Hudson Young in lane 9. And it's the Bells Hill Shark swimmer, Ethan Collins, who will lead the field in. Coming in behind him, Lachlan Small. And third place goes to Aaron Russell, also from Bells Hill Sharks. So Ethan Collins, 28.71. Lachlan Small, 29.19, and Aaron Russell, 30.32 are your results for the final heat of event 107 as we move on to the girls' 100-metre IM. Finish off the results for event 103. The boys' 13-year-old 200-metre breaststroke. First place goes to Ryan Crabby, Ren 96. Second, Harrison McMillan, Sterling Swimming. And third, Mark Sterling, Bowness. So, event 108, the 100-metre IM for the girls, 11 to 14-year-olds. This is heat 1 of 6. Lane 0, Laura Howard, Cumbernauld. 1, Emma Patterson, City of Glasgow. 2, Erin Purden, Lanark, I beg your pardon. 3, Anna Law, Lark Hall. 4, Olivia Gavin, Mulgine Bears Den. 5, Ella Craig, Ren 96. 6, Josephine Paintin, City of Glasgow. 7, Erin Hughes, Kingston. And 8, Millie Kerr, Dumfries. So at the halfway mark and going into the breaststroke is Emma Patterson from City of Glasgow in first, Josephine Paintin. Also City of Glasgow in second, and the Kingston swimmer Erin Hughes in third. We do often see a change of places at the breaststroke of any IM, but it is Emma Patterson who turns first and heads for home. And behind her, behind her, I think, is lane 2, Erin Purden. But Emma Patterson, it's no doubt, who's going to win this, as she finishes there in a time of 1:22.41. Battle for second place, all about the touch, but that went to Josephine Paintin, 1:26.92, with Erin Purden finishing in behind her, 1:26.93. As the board confirms those results. So heat 2, lane 0, Casey Crisp, East Kilbride. Empty lane 1, 2, Kaylin McCauley, Lark Hall. 3, Isla Galt, Sterling Swimming. 4, Charlotte Smith, Sterling Swimming. Empty lane 5, 6, Taya Laidlaw, Dumfries. 7, Charlotte Shanks from Bells Hill Sharks, and empty lanes 8 and 9. So just to complete the results of event 103, the boys' 14-year-old 200-metre breaststroke. First place, Ethan Collins, Bells Hill Sharks. Second, Lachlan Small, Sterling Swimming. And his teammate, Fraser van der Meulen, finishes it in third place. Event 104, the girls' 11 to 12 100-metre backstroke. First place goes to Emily Taylor, Lanark. Second, Sarah McGuffey, City of Glasgow. Third, Megan Ferris, Cumbernauld. So going back to the pool, and we've gone into the breaststroke leg of the IM for the girls. Charlotte Smith leading at the halfway mark. Taylor Laidlaw in behind her, and Kaylin McCauley. And it is Charlotte Smith who will lead the field home, I beg your pardon, with a bit of a battle going on for second place, but I think it looks like Kaylin McCauley has the advantage over Taylor Laidlaw as we go into the closing meters. Charlotte Smith finishing there in a time of 1:22.62. Kaylin McCauley 124.73 and Taya Laidlaw 124.84. The board confirming those results. So this is Heat 3, Lane 0, Heidi Shaw, Ren 96. 1, Eva Gibson, Cumbernauld. 2, Neve Scott, City of Glasgow, empty Lane 3. 4, Molly Tulloch, North Ayrshire, and her teammate Hannah McMillan goes in Lane 5. Their teammate Mia Loudon goes in Lane 6, empty Lane 7. Hazel Shree from Ren 96 in Lane 8, and Sandy Keddy from Cumbernauld in Lane 9. So it's Neve Scott, the City of Glasgow swimmer, at the halfway mark, 37.50. Molly Tulloch in behind her, and Sandy Keddy in Lane 9 in third place. As the girls are now firmly into the breaststroke section of this IM for them this morning. So Lane 2, Neve Scott turns and heads for home first. Eva Gibson in Lane 1 has really got herself up there now. She looks like she has second place, and the battle's going to be about third place coming from the centre of the pool. It's Neve Scott finishing first, 118.85. Eva Gibson, 122.75. And third place goes to Hannah McMillan with a time of 123.43. There's disqualification in Lane 8 for a technical infraction. Doesn't impact on the results, which are now confirmed on the scoreboard. And we move on to Heat 4, Lane 0, Jessica Simpson, Lark Hall. 1, Mariana Patrick, Stirling Swimming. 2, Erin Lammy, Lanark. 3, Cara Broadley, Stirling Swimming. 4, Katia Wilson, Bells Hill Sharks. 5, Annabelle Lapping, Milngavie Bears Den. 6, Abigail Young, Western Bartonshire. 7, Amy Clitheroe, South Ayrshire. 8, Rachel Cameron, North Ayrshire. And 9, Millie Wright, East Kilbride. Lane 4, I think, has the advantage as the girls come into the halfway mark. Katia Wilson, the 14-year-old from Bells Hill Sharks, but there's really not much between her and Millie Wright turning second there, and Annabelle Lapping in third, 37.75 for Katia Wilson. She looks to still have the advantage in the breaststroke. But Rachel Cameron in Lane 8 swimming well, as is Millie Wright in Lane 9, but it is the Bells Hill Shark swimmer who turns first. Keep an eye on what's happening with over in Lane 1, Mariana Patrick. She had a good turn there and is challenging the Bells Hill Shark swimmer. It's all going to come down to who can get the touch, I think, between these two girls. But Bells Hill Sharks, Katia Wilson succeeds, 120.74. Mariana Patrick in second, 121.15. And Lane 0, Jessica Simpson, good second half there, got herself up into third place, finishing at a time of 1:21.66. So moving on to Heat 5, the penultimate heat of this event. Lane 0, Emily Maguire, South Ayrshire. 1, Alicia Thompson, Cumbernauld. 2, Lucy McFadgen, Kintyre. 3, Alex Shepherd, Cumbernauld. 4, Amy Dobson, Kingston. 5, Neve Brooks, East Kilbride. 6, Megan Ferris, Cumbernauld. 7, Grace Blair, Falkirk. 8, I beg your pardon. Elsa King, Ren 96. 9, Ava Steele from Falkirk. First place, turning first, the 14-year-old from Cumbernauld, Alex Shepherd. Kingston swimmer Amy Dobson in behind her, and Neve Brooks, East Kilbride in third at the halfway mark. So often about who's got the strongest breaststroke here, and looks like still lane 3, Alex Shepherd will turn first and head for home. In behind her, Lucy McFadgen. Your pardon, I think it's, just check that, it's actually Amy Dobson, I do apologise. 1:16.87, Alex Shepherd in second, 1:18.73, and Megan Ferris, 1:19.45. Board confirms those results there as we move on to the final heat. This is heat 6 of event 108. Empty lane 0, lane 1, Lucy Hunter, Motherwell and Wishaw. 2, Chloe Semple, Rutherglen. 3, Ella Cunningham, City of Glasgow. Her teammate Ava Ross goes in lane 4. Her teammate Daisy McInnes goes in lane 5. 6, Evie Chan, Ren 96. 7, Eva Gordon, City of Glasgow. Her teammate Lula Milne goes in lane 8, and Sienna Melville from Sterling Swimming in lane 9. And it's lane 7, Eva Gordon turning first. Her teammate Ava Ross in second, and their teammate Daisy McInnes in third. As we move on to the breaststroke, let's watch lane 4, Ava Ross looking very strong there. Daisy McInnes coming up on her shoulders. It will be Ava that leads the field in at the final turn and heads for home. Coming out of that turn, Ava Ross, looking very strong. It's a bit of a battle for second place. Ella Cunningham, Daisy McInnes also coming up, Eva Gordon, but it is the City of Glasgow's Ava Ross in a time of 1:11.04. Takes that in first place. Eva Gordon in lane 7, 1:12.44. And the third place goes to City of Glasgow, Ella Cunningham, 1:12.76. And this is the final event of the morning. This is the boys 11 to 14 100 meter IM. We have 6 heats. This is heat 1, lane 3, Reese Ferguson, Ren 96, empty lane 4. 5, Aaron Robertson, Ren 96, and 6, Charlie McColgan, City of Glasgow. So just away from the pool for a moment, event 104, the girls' 13-year-old 100 meter backstroke. First place, Abby Henderson, Rutherglen. Second, Casey Dixon, Rutherglen. Third, Ava Pettigrew, Cumbernauld. 14-year-old girls 100 meter backstroke. First place, Abigail Crawford, City of Glasgow. Second, Chloe Semple, Rutherglen. And third, Lisa McNair, Grangemouth. 106, the girls 11 to 12 50 meter butterfly. First place goes to Charlotte Craig, Ren 96. Second, Lula Milne, City of Glasgow. Third, Taya Lawler, Dumfries. Back in the pool, Charlie McColgan, the 12-year-old from City of Glasgow, leads the field at the final turn. After the first 50 metres, his time there was 40.15, so he's got a substantial lead over Reese Ferguson and Aaron Robertson. Charlie McColgan will take this heat, and finishing there in a time which is not showing on the board for me. In behind him will come Reese Ferguson and then Aaron Robertson. There we have the finish times, 1:23.66 for Charlie McColgan. As the scoreboard clears to show the finish times, 1:31.21 for Reese and 1:32.90 for Aaron. Now we move on to Heat 2, empty lane 0. 1, Gordon McLeod, South Ayrshire. 2, Michael Odebutu from City of Glasgow. 3, Blair Russell, Bales Hill. 4, Matthew Darrock, Western Bartonshire. 5, Cameron Miller, South Ayrshire. 6, Ewan Rendell, Milngavie and Bearsden. 7, Adam Northcote, North Ayrshire. 8, Sam Perry, Lark Hall. And 9, Finn MacDonald, East Kilbride. Go back to results. Event 106, the girls' 13-year-old 50-metre butterfly. First place goes to Amy Rowell, City of Glasgow. Second, Amy Dobson, Kingston. Third, Kayla Smith, City of Glasgow. Girls' 14-year-old 50-metre butterfly. First place, Evie Mackey from Lanark. Second, Gina Wren, City of Glasgow. And third, Abby McMillan, also City of Glasgow. So let's look back at the pool, see what's happening. And it is lane 2. Michael Odebutu, who is leading the field. Turned at the halfway mark at a time of 35.71. In behind him, Finn MacDonald. So keep an eye on lane 9. Adam Northcote from North Ayrshire was in third, but Michael's going to come in to finish well ahead of the rest of the field, 1:17.56. The battle for second and third place taking place in lanes 7 and 8, and it will be the Lark Hall swimmer Sam Perry, who took that in second, 1:24.89, just ahead of North Ayrshire's Adam Northcote in a time of 1:25.13. As the board confirms those results. And Heat 3, empty lane 0. 1, Mark Sterling, Bowness. 2, Oren McLeod, Grangemouth. 3, Zach Neeson, Lark Hall. 4, Nathan Zorau, Dumfries. 5, Daniel Simpson, South Ayrshire, 6, Lewis Watson, East Kilbride. 7, Rory Stevenson, Falkirk. 8, Sebastian Kuklinek, Bowness. And 9, Tynan Baird, South Ayrshire. And it's lane 8, the 13-year-old from Bowness, Sebastian Kuklinek, who leads into the halfway mark, 35.59. Rory Stevenson in behind him, and Nathan Zoral in third. Boys move into the breaststroke, and Sebastian's looking very strong there, moving away from Rory Stevenson, who maintains his second place as the boys all come up into the final turn for their event. It is Sebastian Kuklinek, turns first and heads for home. Second place, Rory Stevenson. Third, lane 4, I think, lane 5, Daniel Simpson. Trying to get himself up alongside Rory Stevenson as Sebastian Kuklinek comes in to finish there in a time of 1:18.37. Rory Stevenson, 1:20.65. And Daniel Simpson, 1:21.51. And that's the results confirmed. And this is Heat 4, Lane 0, Nicodemus Muhlmans, Kingston. 1, Lewis Relly, South Ayrshire. 2, Jensen Basketer, City of Glasgow. 3, Callan Chesser, City of Glasgow. Empty lanes 4 and 5. 6, Josh Ruddy, Stirling Swimming. 7, Cole McCluskey, Ren 96. 8, Kieran Naismith, Bells Hill Sharks. And 8, Rory McMillan from Stirling Swimming. And it's lane 3. Callan Chesser, I think, is just going to lead the field in at the turn there. In fact, no, that went to Josh Ruddy, 36-36. Cole McCluskey, really got that wrong, didn't I? Cole McCluskey in second and Callan Chesser in third. And it is Josh Ruddy from Stirling Swimming. Again, we've seen him in action at the front of the field earlier this morning. Swimming well, turns first at the final turn into the freestyle. A bit of a battle going on for second place. The boys in lanes 2 and 3, Jensen Basketer and Callan Chesson battling that out there. But also coming in well was Cole McCluskey, but he was just beaten at the touch there. First place goes to Josh Ruddy, 1:17.02. Callan Chesser in second, 1:20.50 and 1:20.51 for Jensen Basketer. Very close there. And this is Heat 5, Lane 0, Harrison McMillan, Stirling Swimming. 1, Lance McMahon, Helensburgh. 2, Soren Hudson Young, Stirling Swimming. 3, Jack Morrison, Cumbernauld. 4, Callan Murray, Lark Hall. 5, Adam Murray. Sorry, I got that round the wrong way. It's Murray Callan from Lark Hall in lane 4. Lane 5, Adam Murray, Bells Hill Sharks. 6, Jack Higney, Cumbernauld. 7, Gerard Gonter, City of Glasgow. 8, Aidan Fraser, Western Bartonshire. And 9, Daniel Lethen, Cumbernauld. And it's the Helensburgh swimmer, Lance McMahon, at the halfway mark, leading the field into the turn at a time of 33.41. We're not getting times for lane 6 at the moment, but I'm sure that will update itself. I think Lance is going to lead the field into the final turn. In first place, he does, turns and heads for home. Beginning to move away from the field with his freestyle there. Lane 4, Murray Callan is in second, just has the advantage over Soren Hudson Young, who I think will finish in third place. Lance McMahon finishing there in a time of 1:12.81. Murray Callan 1:14.35, and Soren Hudson Young in a time of 1:15.15. Look to be your 1, 2 and 3 as the board confirms those results. The board has now updated itself. There's a disqualification for a technical infraction in lane 8 in heat 5. And this is Heat 6, final race of this morning's session. In lane 0, Kaylin Cardy, Stirling Swimming. 1, Murray Johnson, Ren 96. 2, Luke Watling-Smith, Helensburgh. 3, Finley Bennett, Rutherglen. 4, Kyle Mossman, City of Glasgow. 5, Aaron Russell, Bells Hill. 6, Angus Woods, Kintyre. 7, Andrew Patterson, City of Glasgow. 8, Ryan Krabby, Ren 96. And his teammate Aviv Dotton swims in lane 9. And at the halfway mark, it is the City of Glasgow swimmer. No, beg your pardon, Rutherglen swimmer leads the field in at time of 30.36. Kyle Mossman, City of Glasgow in second, and Aaron Russell, Bells Hill Sharks, in third. The boys go into the final turn. And it is the Rutherglen swimmer, Finlay Bennett, leading ahead of Kyle Mossman. That's your 1 and 2. Third place looks like it will go to the Bells Hill Shark swimmer, but he is being challenged for that by Angus Woods. But Angus runs out of water there, and it is Aaron Russell finishing in third. In behind, Finlay Bennett, 105.13. Kyle Mossman, 107.71. And Aaron Russell in a time of 1:10.14. That confirms the results for Heat 6 and concludes this morning's sessions here at Tollcross. Thank you very much to everybody joining us on live stream and those of you joining us in the venue. We will be back here at 12:25, just before this afternoon session, which is due to start here at Tollcross at 12:30. So I'll just finish off some of the results that I have here. Event 105, which I didn't have earlier.